We begin at 6 with a verdict in Clark County where this afternoon a jury found a Vancouver police officer not guilty of assaulting a shoplifting suspect. Thomas Schultz is live outside the Clark County courthouse with the latest reaction. Thomas?
Yeah, well, David, it was a sense of relief from Mendoza, her family, and fellow officers. And this comes after Mendoza and her partner responded to a shoplifting call at a local Walmart last May. That's when they tried to arrest Elijah Guffey-Prejean, though he arrested. That's when Mendoza pulled Guffey-Prejean's pants down and threatened to tase him in the genitals.
We, the jury, find the above-named defendant not guilty of the crime of assault in the 4th degree.
After 4.5 hours of deliberation, hugs and handshakes went around after jurors found Vancouver police officer Andrea Mendoza not guilty of misdemeanor assault of Elijah Guffey-Prejean when she did this.
Knock it up or I'll do it in your nuts.
Pulled his pants down and held a taser to Guffey-Prejean's genitals last May. The question jurors tasked to answer was exposing him a reasonable use of force. Defense attorney John Terry says it was.
The one thing that stopped him was cold metal on his testicles.
Prosecutors for the city of Vancouver disagree.
This is an assault. This is why you're here.
Mendoza's exposure of Guffey-Prejean came minutes after she and her partner stopped him for stealing candy from Walmart.
Again, we're talking about a petty theft from Walmart.
As officers tried to place the then 19-year-old under arrest, video shows Guffey-Prejean scuffle before being tackled to the ground. Then, as Mendoza and her partner rolled him over, he fled. That's when Mendoza initially tased him on the back, before threatening to tase his genitals. And prosecutors say Mendoza had reason to arrest Guffey-Prejean and use force.
There's no disagreement that law enforcement had reason to arrest Elijah that night.
Though not expose him for almost 2 minutes.
But police officers are not above the law.
Mendoza's lawyer, John Terry, argued her actions were not offensive and were reasonable considering the circumstances.
I would actually argue that an ordinary person who had just shoplifted, resisted arrest, and assaulted 2 officers would likely not be terribly offended by any of the touching of flag.
Now, of course, jurors eventually, after hours of deliberation, siding with the defense. And it's important to note that while Mendoza was found not guilty here, she doesn't go straight back to work. She's still on administrative leave within the Vancouver Police Department. There's actually an ongoing internal investigation, which was paused until this trial wrapped up. It resumed this afternoon. David?
All right, we'll see what happens there. Thomas Schultz in Vancouver tonight. Thank you, Thomas.